Grandpa Robert Dennis, he whispered into my ear jokingly, "You're gonna come home." And I said, "No, never, never, I'm not gonna go home." Here I am today, staying with him, working down at home. He's like, "I knew you were gonna get to work with our nation someday." I choose to live in Anakla because this is where all my family is based. Like my Grandpa Robert, and my Grandma Sarah, everyone's here. What I find rewarding about working with Huayet is they treat me really well. I mean, they give me opportunity to be able to see where I'm from, and they encourage me to be here and just get to know myself. And you know, I'm kind of a part of like culture, like practices every Monday night and family dinners and work. They're blessing me with work. People who are away from home, I would give them a message to pretty much come back home. I mean, it took me 29 years to be able to come back home, and I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. You get a sense of who you are when you come home and where you're from. So I knew the change was happening when I couldn't live in the city anymore. And for the past couple of years, I've been coming back home every weekend. I knew I just had to move. I knew I had to make the move back just because the loudness in the city, and it was just getting too much. The transition for me from city girl to being at home, I don't know, I kept having recurring dreams of home and family, and I just kept hearing songs being played in my head over and over that I haven't heard since I was a little girl. And so I just knew I wanted to come home. I actually love the crew. They treat you awesome. The employers are amazing. I mean, I've never worked with better employers before. So they're just more hospitable, and you know, they make sure you get to work and you get home, and that you understand the safety precautions, and that you're at work on time. And like, I was just talking to my boss on the phone, but it's not like he's my boss, it's like he's my friend. You know, they're just down to earth, very hospitable people. What we're actually trying to find is separating the Chinook and the Chum, because we're trying to count how many Chinook there are coming through here before they're releasing out to the ocean. So our typical day, usually, because we have two traps, one small trap, one large trap, and typically we have around 6,000 chum and only about 200 or 300 Chinook. And we usually tag them and we dye them brown, and then we release them upstream, and whatever we recapture the following days is kind of our statistics of how much is being released to the ocean. At the end of the day, what I think is, it just makes me so happy that I'm able to say that I came home, and to connect with everyone as one here. Because being in the city, you're kind of like in your own groups and areas, and you don't really get to know people the way you get to know people down here. And I mean, when I was thrown into this, I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, one, I couldn't touch the fish. Now I'm just right in there, and I'm like, I did it. What I would say to other Huayet citizens who are coming home to work, you'll never want to leave.
The activities shown in this video were made possible, in part, by the $7.9 million Watershed Renewal and Enhancement Fund, established as part of the Quispa LNG project. For more information, please visit www.huayet.org.